Prophet Marcello Kearns. So, yeah. So this is the first day of winter. It's a new season. I always keep track of stuff like that. It's the first day of winter, and it's gonna be a hardcore winter, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a hardcore winter based on all the stuff that's going on in the Caribbean right now. These wars that's going on in the Caribbean, and I'm about to give an offering to Colombia in South America. I'm working with Colombia, with the spiritual warriors down there. I think it's so cute because I don't really remember them having like a website. I don't remember, but like now that I've sent money down there, they got the website going, they got everything going. I think that's kind of cute. But I'm glad. That's what I want to see, see them doing everything they need to do. And I'm going to keep supporting them. You know what I'm saying? Once God gives me direction in my giving, because we're still talking about warfare, I'm going to just keep bringing it home, man, with this, man. Until people get it. The offering as spiritual warfare. Okay? It's going to do something that fasting can't do. It's going to do something that only it can do. Each weapon does its own thing. And you can't trade one for the other. You just got to start out wherever you are. I done put $1 in the mail. Not to be offensive. I done put $1 in the mail. I put $2. I done put probably every number it is. I know I probably done put $2 in the mail, 3, 4, 5, definitely 5 and 4 and 6 and 7 and 8. All that kind of stuff. All the way up to 10 to 100. I done gave $1,000 at one time, one transaction. See, that's where I really want to be. You know what I'm saying? But I done been there. I done gave $1,000 in one transaction. Of my money that I work for. Okay? See, God knows this. God knows I done gave my own money that I don't work for all the time. Because some people think, well, it don't mean nothing to you, you know what I'm saying? That's why you just giving them money. No, who you talk to? Me? I done gave my money that I work for. That I done got out here and worked for. You know, so because some people might think, well, it's easy if you ain't, to give away money you ain't work for. Okay? That don't apply to me because I done gave $1,000, I say humbly, I done gave $1,000 transactions of money I work for. One transaction, $1,000. See, I got a relationship with money. That's what separates me from a lot of other spiritual people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't judge a book by its cover. People gonna think you don't got no relationship with money. You don't understand money. You ain't never done nothing worthwhile with money. But as long as I'm putting my money in God's kingdom, I got the best relationship with money than everybody else. That's the best relationship you can have with money is putting it in God's kingdom. That's the best relationship you can have with money. Okay? That's why, I move the way I move. I believe in being professional. I believe in being your best. You know what I'm saying? I've been homeless on the streets. Fasting on the streets. No excuses. No excuses. No excuses. Fasting on the streets. Most people give up on the streets. I can say I went through the streets fasting for a whole week. More than one time. Fasting for a whole week. On the streets. Nothing but drinking water. getting up, drinking water, getting water when you can, fasting for a whole week on the streets, homeless, in the elements 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So that's just hardcore prophets lifestyle, living, everybody can't walk that path. Because if you on the streets, you're going to think, I need my energy to go do this, to need my energy to go look for jobs, I need my energy to go walk around and everything like that. I just gave it to God. Listen, I'm going to fast on the streets. I'm going to fast for a whole week on the streets. See, California seen me do that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I got credibility spiritually even over there. See, that's the beautiful thing in the situation. I don't have to rely on just, like I explain to people, I don't have to rely on just the South and in the East Coast and New York. They can tell you about me on the West Coast as a spiritual person. This year, fasting on the streets for 7 days, for a whole week. And not breaking, not crying, not feeling in despair. Holding my head and everything. This is hardcore spirituality. See, me personally, all I would need to hear is a couple, not contradictions like the suckers is waiting for. All I would need to hear is all the stuff that I'm talking about right here. This person started talking about fasting. I'm not playing around nobody while they fasting. No, sir. That's active. That's active spirituality. That's why I get them every time. Because if I get attacked while I'm fasting, the repercussions is God is not playing no games. People gas themselves and they think they more important than they really are. You know what I'm saying? You start playing around somebody while they fasting. Listen, God will show you how important you are not. You will see how important you are not. You can't play with nobody while they fasting like that. And they already done it too many times. They done it too many times. And that's why I'm getting revenge. God's way. Vengeance is the Lord's. And listen, I'm not saying that in cliche. That's why I love my God. He out here active for me. God is out here active for me. And what you waiting for is to see where you come in. And that ain't what you do. You offended this person. You try to work and see what you can do to make it right. What you waiting for is to see where you come into the equation. You're not a factor in the equation. Nothing about you and nothing about your community is a factor anymore because of all the stuff y'all done. That's common sense. So why would you be waiting for a place where you factor in? Where you get factor in? You're not factored in this situation no more. That's why I try to tell you, if y'all was smart, you would have just tried to make it right. You know what I'm saying? But you're trying to be tough, and that's a game, listen, that's a game you don't want to play. Now you see what I'm talking about. That ain't a game you want to play, man. Because see, people that practice witchcraft, you gonna learn. Listen, buddy. You are being defeated because of your position. We don't care about your spirituality. And this is a topic that I wanted to talk about. We don't care about your spirituality. You are being punished because of your position. Because see, thing about them that read minds and the psychics and the telepaths, they think the world of theyself because they got that little gift. Yeah, they think the world of theyself. But all I'm trying to tell you, man, is this. Look, your position is why you're going to be punished. That's why. No matter what your spirituality is, we don't care about that. Your spirituality does not matter. You're being punished because of your position against God's people. And we don't care about your spirituality. We don't care about who you are and what you're talking about. That's what it is. So you can sit here and waste time talking about your spirituality and all of that and trying to prove it, and you're still in trouble because of your position. That's all we talk about. It's your position. Like we stupid. Like we don't know you placing these people next door. Like we don't know you placing these people in this building. Those are all the positions that's causing your country to suffer as a whole and collective community. Long as these people around here and you think I'm stupid and I'm not, y'all gonna suffer as a community. I'm telling you. Just for the position. Just for the position. Okay, that's where it's at. Now, if you want to ignore that information and you don't find it to be credible, and I'm super credible right now, but if you don't want to hold that information as credible, then hey, listen, I guess I wasn't talking to you. Okay? They being penalized on their positions. We ain't gonna have nobody posted up against God's people like it's a game without repercussions. Nope. Sorry. They doing it to too many people complaining about the same thing. So I know it's not just me. It's a nationwide game that these people are playing with Christians. That's exactly how you need to hear it. And what else you need to hear is that the Americans are the ones that's letting them do it. The Americans are part of it. And you either accept that or you don't. That's a clown. I don't deal with clowns. That's why I don't even ask me for no mercy. Ain't no need to ask me for no mercy. It's not, because it's not a matter of mercy. It's a matter of justice. If you play with all these people, it's now a matter of justice, and ain't no justice gonna work where we just let it go. That's not gonna be good enough for us on our side. That's not good enough. Oh, just to be at peace with you, like you so grand and great. We don't care about being at peace with you. We care about justice. That's what I'm saying. They think so. They think the world of themselves. And then when they meet the prophet, you realize you don't even measure up to nothing, not even a quarter of who I am. Why? Because you can read minds. That's nothing. That's all you can do. You can't manifest nothing in the real world. We manifesting things in the real world. The rubber meets the road when we talk about manifestations. Manifestations is the difference between a man and a boy, a girl and a woman. All that playing around people's head, that ain't nothing, man. That's child's play in spirituality. Think about it. In spirituality, that's child's play. Playing around somebody's head and playing around somebody, that's child play. We talking about real wars going on in the real world. That's what we talking about. That's our level of manifestation in this situation. And I don't think you acknowledge it as real war, that being manifested through God's kingdom, that real war out there. That's us. Where do you think it's coming from? That's why we find it offensive when they act like they measure up. You ain't gonna never measure up to that. Is it hard for you to understand? You gassed yourself with mind reading. We don't care about that. That's a one-trick pony. You need to hear it just like that. You're a one-trick pony, buddy. We don't care nothing about no mind reading. So what? The world is ending. That's what's happening. That's what you need to be concerned about. The world ending. That's why I would not be compared to them, man. The people that read minds and they think the world of themselves because they can read somebody's brain. Listen, buddy, you cannot change the world. Okay? You need to hear it just like that, buddy. You can't change nothing. You change nothing. You change nothing. You changed nothing. You changed nothing. Hey man, you changed nothing. That's all I'm saying, bro. You don't change nothing. You overbuilt yourself. You're a cornball. You's a cornball, bro. You overbuilt yourself, and then you sitting up there like you done something. You sitting up there like you big and bad. You can't be serious, bro. You don't care nothing about you reading minds. So what? So what? We're over it. We get it. You can read minds. We get it. That's how they need to hear it, bro. Meanwhile, we ending the whole community. That's what I'm saying. But they act like they doing something compared to us. That's why I get offended. Come on, man. They ain't doing nothing compared to us. That's all I'm saying, bro. We do not care if you can read minds. We get it. Okay? But that's it. That's all you can do. You can't manifest no real manifestation that's going to change this situation. And that's that. Sitting around here, you should have been knew that, man. You should have been knew you was out of league. I think about around the time when Israel went to war with Gaza, you should have knew it was over. That was the beginning of the end right there. All them people, and don't forget, all them women and people that have been killed in the war. Meanwhile, what they looking at, what they thinking about? Man, come on, bro. Since that war done happened over there in Gaza, that's the level of caliber of thinking I have. I don't think nothing about no little stinking gang stalkers, bro. Come on, are you serious? You trying to just be forgiven instead of you trying to get the easy way out instead of paying what you owe, man. Just like everybody else. That's a cheapskate, man. That's a poor cheapskate. You know what I'm saying? You want to start problems and then want somebody to forgive you. It don't work like that. That's us getting played, basically. In this situation, it went on too long, bro, for you to talk about some forgiveness. Come on, you insult my intelligence. You're insulting my intelligence. You don't talk about forgiveness when you done played games over 5 years. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no need to talk about no forgiveness. It's too late. It's too much time done went by. Everybody know that. Any fool know that. You play with somebody over 5 years, then you wake up one day talking about when you see it all falling apart, we need forgiveness. Oh, well, yeah, you probably do. But you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it here. You're not going to get it here, buddy. That's all there is to it. Listen, you thought I was somebody that was going to let you do all this to me and then turn around forgiveness. See, this is how they think about Christians. This shows you what they think. They think they can play with us and do anything, don't they? Then you find a Christian that is not as forgiving as you thought I would be. You deserve that. That's exactly how it should be. You play games for over 5 years, and then you think we supposed to waltz and wake up one day and you can just waltz over here and get forgiveness. It's unreasonable for you to even think it. That's what a spoiled brat gonna do. Well, what about him forgiving us? What about it? What about it? You shouldn't. That's how I know you a clown. That's what I'm trying to show you over and over again. We can see signs of you being a clown. I'm gonna survive every situation because, listen, I'm guarded properly in the warfare. I know all the games. All the regurgitated games, the games you play, I'm guarded against every situation. That's always what it's going to be. They bring up the same psychological attacks that they did before and they try to do it again. It don't work with me. Or either I'm guarded for the last time you did it and I'm guarded this time again. It's not going to work. Because as long as you attack, I feel so justified with not forgiving. See, sometimes it's just wartime. It's not a matter of forgiveness. God sends, for example, the people in the Bible that went to war, right? They went to war, right? Okay, so then forgiveness was no longer talked about when God's people went to war in the Bible, right? Because there's wars in the Bible. So when they went to war, they was no longer talking about no forgiveness. So what needs to be understood is when it's a time of war. That's it. Because once it's a time of war, we ain't talking about forgiveness. I don't think they understand this. They think they so special, don't they? Y'all should never let people think they that special. They think they so special, right, don't they? You notice I'm not like that? They think they so special. I can't stand people like that. It's okay to know who you are. Like my family, we know who we are. But man, I can't stand people who walk around like that. With this complex, like they so special. Done messed up the whole community. So special, ain't you? Done jacked up the whole community. Can't stand these people. And it don't mean nothing. That's what I'm saying. We don't care about who they are. We care about the position, the things that they done with their position. That's all I'm talking about, man. That's it. That's all I'm talking about. Other than that, man, I personally don't care who they are. You know, it don't matter. It's irrelevant information to me. I don't even care no more who they are. Who cares? You care who they are? I don't. I do not care who they are. That's irrelevant information to me. Okay, that's how you know you overbuilt yourself. You thought you were so special because here we are talking about who you are. Make sense? Like, that's how you know they think they so special, man. Like, who cares who they are? What that got to do with this situation? What that really got to do with it? Nothing. Because it wouldn't matter who it is. Somebody playing around with the community like this has to die. It don't matter who it is. We ain't talk about that. That's assaulting my intelligence. Talking about who they are. Who cares? That's retarded. That's a retarded community. That's what it is. Retarded to me. I could care less who you are, bro. That's how I really gonna talk to you. I don't care nothing about who you think you are and all that stuff. Who cares? Well, we're dear so who cares who you are? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear who you are. That's the last thing I want to hear. All you're doing is getting people more angry talking about who you are. Wrong conversation. Wrong conversation. Care nothing about who you are at this point. It's time for you to pay retribution. It's time for you to pay for what you've done. You couldn't prove it. You're inadequate. You're incompetent. Now you gotta pay. That's what it's called, incompetency. You could not prove what you was talking about me, right? So how you're competent? In your dreams, you're competent. When you're dreaming, you're competent. Not here among us, you're not competent. You see what I'm saying? It's only one reality. And in the reality that we see, you're not competent. Well, in my dreams, I'm competent. I'm pretty competent in my dreams, how I be moving around. I'm a competent guy in my dreams. I drive cars, I go to the movies. I'm very competent in my dreams, but not competent in reality, are you? As soon as you wake up, competency ends, doesn't it? You realize as soon as you wake up, don't you? Back to incompetency. Right back to incompetency, buddy. That's how it is. I'm not bluffing. We winning. It's the end. You can't feel it. By now, you should be able to feel it. Ain't no way in the world we gonna let you go and you been following me all around the country. That for me personally, that's what ends it for me. Now, for other Christians that's been gang stalked, they got their own story, but you're worthy of death in every story anyway. I mean, you know, whoever you used, you're always worthy of death. But with me, follow me all around the country, it's unforgivable, man. It's not a matter of forgiveness, actually. It's just a matter of war, that's all. Ain't nobody sitting up here talking about no forgiveness. You insulting our intelligence like you little kids or something. Forgiveness. Who told you that? These American Christians. Forgiveness. We don't care no. We ain't talking about no forgiveness. It ain't a matter of forgiveness. It's a matter of war. That's the situation you're in. Just like anybody on the streets gonna tell you, they gonna tell you the same thing. This ain't no matter of war, forgiveness. You done went. We way. Street people gonna tell you the same thing. We way past a matter of forgiveness. We ain't even think about that. We think about what you owe on these streets, and you talking about forgiveness. That's a Jedi mind trick. That's what the streets gonna tell you. That's a Jedi mind trick, bro. Well, why you talking about forgiveness? Why don't you talk about you owing me money? Eat that part. But you want to talk about forgiveness in the Jedi mind trick. It's not gonna happen, little buddy. We ain't talking about no forgiveness. We talking about Zeke. Listen, you know it ain't gonna be that easy, bro. No way, Jose. It ain't gonna be that easy. You gonna waltz over here and talk about forgiveness. It ain't gonna work, little buddy. You shouldn't even insult yourself like that. Talking about forgiveness. After you done played and had fun and did everything you did and act big and bad, then you want to talk about forgiveness. You shouldn't even play yourself like that. You should just go ahead and die with honor. Well, die, yeah, something like that. You know you done played the game. You know, go ahead and die with honor. You know ain't nobody gonna forgive you for that. It's so far gone. It's not even reasonable to talk about forgiveness. It's too far gone, man. It's too far gone to be talking about some forgiveness. Everybody know that. Ain't no need to talk about it. You insulting my intelligence, you insulting these good people's intelligence. Talking about some forgiveness. It's not, we don't care about that. Because we don't know you and we don't care about you based on what you've done. You know, and it might seem cruel, but you know, it's war. You know, at some point you start to be a type of retarded that's letting people play with you over and over again, and they done play with the whole community and cause all these problems. Now you look retarded thinking about anything other than what I'm talking about. It ain't nothing else to talk about. You know, you played the game, they had their fun, it's simple. Okay, they lost and now they want forgiveness. The world is falling apart and now they want to get out of it. That's all it is. They don't care about you, they don't care about us. They just care about being forgiven. See how it's all about them? Even with that, it ain't got nothing to do with you do it. You don't get nothing out of forgiving them, do you? At face value, it's all about them. This whole situation's been all about them. They get the gang stalk and go do things all over the country, and then when they get done, oh, they get to get some forgiveness at the end. They get to get forgiveness at the end. I hate those people. Okay? It's that simple. For all the right reasons. That's treating you like you don't even matter, like you don't matter, and who you are doesn't even matter. Just let us kick you around, and then let us extend your forgiveness after we get done. And look at that. That's all about them the whole time. Where do you come in then? Where do you come in? What do you need? Where does your needs come in at some point? At all. It's all about them. And that's how you need to look at it. That's exactly how you need to look at it. Nah, we ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear it, amigo. Me don't comprende. How about that? I don't comprehend. Shit, I'm talking about forgiveness. Nah, it ain't a matter of no forgiveness, little buddy. Little butter roll. 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 Hey, man, listen, man. Listen. Yeah, like, you know, this is real life, bro. Okay? I made it this far. I pay my dues. I work hard as a spiritual man. I fast a lot. If you don't think fasting is working, okay, go you try it for a couple weeks and months and tell me if fasting is identical to working out here. Go ahead and do it. And let your body be put under that kind of pressure and tell me if it's not a type of labor. Tell me if it's not a type of labor. Or your whole body gonna go through labor when you fasting. You're gonna feel it from the top of your head to your soles of your feet. I make it look easy for the dummies. They clowns. Yeah, we ain't trying to know you. We don't care about you. That's why I need to tell you. You gas yourself like we want to know you. We don't care if you can read minds. We can do more than that. Okay, what you want to be? A person that read minds but really can't affect the world? Or would you rather have a spiritual power that affects the world? No matter how neat it would be, seem to be like to read somebody's mind, what would you rather be? A cool mind reader or somebody that changed this whole community? The whole environment has changed. It's a no-brainer, bro. You're gonna want to change the whole environment. Or mind read and the whole world is falling apart and you can't do nothing about it. You can read a brain, read a mind, but you can't do nothing with what's going on. You can't do nothing about that. Come on, man, stop playing. That's 7 hours. You can't do nothing about that. All you can do is use a cool mind reading game. That's how you know these corny Americans are behind it. You can just read a mind. You can just read a mind. You can just read a mind. That's all you can do. We get it. The whole world is falling apart. We don't care about you reading minds, bruh. It's whack. It's World War III. You don't see it? It's all lined up. Ain't no way to avoid it. There's too many wars going on. There's too many unstoppable wars going on. You got wars all in Europe. You got wars in the Middle East still. Israel ain't gonna never be safe for what they did to Gaza. They ain't gonna never be safe no more. There's always gonna be something going on over there, just in case you don't know. So that's gonna be over there consistently. You got Europe, Russia, and they gotta deal with all these other enemies. Russia got to deal with more than Ukraine. That's going on. Then you got the wars going on in the Caribbean. And you got the tariffs too. And you can read minds. You're going to wake up to World War III reading World War III, buddy. In the paper or on the internet. You're going to wake up reading about World War III. While you can read people's mind, you're going to be reading World War III. That's what you're going to be reading. And then what you going to do? You're going to run around like a chicken with his head off. No pun intended. You're going to run around like a chicken with his head off, buddy. Because that mind reading ain't going to do nothing. When World War III break out, the spirituality on my life could do anything during that time. That's why people going to want to be around me. Because when this stuff pop off, all you're going to be is a random civilian. That's all you're going to be at best, buddy. A bum. A poor random bum mind-reading bastard. That's what you're going to be. A dumb mind-reading bastard. You're going to be a mind-reading bastard on the run. Poor and funky just like everybody else. While the prophet is going to be protected by God, led this way, that way. What you going to be doing? You're going to be, listen, you're going to be out of commission as far as reading people's mind, buddy. It ain't going to matter. Yeah, that's you can tell that's coming to an end. You know how I know it's coming to an end? Me reading people's mind, because it's going to be so irrelevant with these wars that's going on. Who's going to care about mind readers when the world is falling apart? That's all they are, is a big funky network of mind readers. That's all. You ain't figured it out. That's all it is. Big funky network of mind readers. That's all it is. That's all they can do. We're over it. We're over it, bro. We're over it. Let's just say it. We're over mind readers. Okay? We're over mind readers. They gas themselves. We're over it, because you know what? The most amusing thing is you gonna wake up to World War III. Reading people's mind, thinking it's cool, riding around. You're gonna wake up to World War III, little buddy. Oh. Then what you gonna do? Well, we don't know. We don't know. What you gonna do when mind reading don't matter no more? We don't know. We don't know. What you gonna do when it ain't no mind reading don't matter? See, the prophet gonna call it all the way out. I'm showing them exactly what they're doing. Not halfway. No. Not monitoring spirit, reading minds. That's what you're doing. Yeah. Flying monkeys? No, reading minds. Monkey business of reading minds. That's what it is. What you gonna do after that? What you gonna do when these wars pop off? What you gonna do when the wars pop off and ain't no food stamps and ain't no money and you sitting around here looking dusty? Like Dusty Rhodes. You gonna turn into Dusty Rhodes, ain't you? You Dusty Rhodes Jr. been around here dusty. Well, I'm Dusty Rhodes. All I gotta do is blonde my hair and color my hair and then get some little curls in it, and little curls, little tight curls. I'll be Dusty Rhodes. I'ma be Dusty Rhodes. You Dusty Rhodes, ain't you? You Dusty Rhodes. Listen, around here reading minds, ain't paying attention, you gonna be Dusty Rhodes, buddy. You gonna be Dusty Rhodes around here. I'm serious. Think it's a game. We ain't playing no game. You think I'm laughing? There ain't no games, man. This stuff is real. It ain't no coming back. Once it's over, it's over. That's what I'm saying. This is why, like, people like that, man, they don't care about us, man. You can see I done took plenty of time to talk about things we care about, right? So you can't say I don't care about people. If you smart, because I talk about real concerns too much. What they don't do, these same people that read minds, they don't care about what's going on. They don't care about it being the end of the world. Now they tucking their tail and hiding. Now it's the end of the world. And I'm still talking. I'm still offering solutions. I'm still talking about what we should be doing as Christians. What they doing? They show no concern. See, that's what you got to look at. They're showing no concern. They tear up the whole community and show no concern. That's what you need to be looking at right there. They don't, what kind of concern? Oh, they gonna lie and talk about protecting the children so that you get mad at me. That's it. That's the only reason they gonna talk about any of that stuff. Black people and how he feel. All that's manipulation so that they can provoke you to be angry with me. That's it. Whether they talking about children, they talking about black people, they gonna go from issue to issue to try to find something for you to get mad at me about. That's all it is. That's all they doing. You should be smart enough to see that by now. All they doing is going from issue to issue to try to find something on us for you to get mad and do something to us about it. That's it. That's all they doing. But they don't care about you. You know how I know that? Because they keep putting you in harm's way. They don't care about your community. They care about themselves. They think they so hot because they can read minds. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I mean, you're not that much. You're not that great. That's all I'm saying. And it's beyond forgiveness. So you can go get the best preachers in the world, and I'm gonna tell them, listen, in the Bible, at some point it became a matter of justice, not no forgiveness. It becomes war. It becomes wartime. And now we ain't talk about no forgiveness because we're beyond the element of forgiveness. We're in war. Okay, everybody comprehend what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's a point that you get to that's beyond talking about forgiveness. And when you're in real-time war, that's where we at. We're not talking about no forgiveness no more. That's out the door. That's out the window. We ain't talking about no forgiveness. Okay? That's all manipulation anyway. They only saying that so to slow us down and stop us from doing what we doing. After they done all the stuff they done. We ain't trying to hear that. You shouldn't even let them insult your intelligence talking about some forgiveness. All they doing it for is for their benefit. They don't care nothing about you or me. They proved it. They put you in harm's way. They try to put me in harm's way. By going out here talking to all these people. They don't care nothing about me, and I know that. I'm not stuck on acting like they care about me. You should wake up and see they don't care about you. Did all this stuff, and if they cared about you, they would have stopped long time ago. Just for your community. They would have stopped for your children. They can't talk about children because you would have stopped gang stalking for children. You didn't stop for children, did you? So a smart person is smart enough to know you don't care nothing about no children. You full of crap. Okay? If you really cared about children, you would have stopped long time ago. As soon as you seen spiritual war putting children in harm's way, you would have stopped. Not me. Don't worry about what I do. Because at the end of the day, I'm minding my business, right? You're all around the neighborhood, all in the building playing games, right? Until you stop those positions, no one believes you care about the community, including the children. You ain't gonna prove no point. Everybody know I won. Everybody know ain't nothing you gonna do today or tomorrow or any other day that's gonna make anybody feel anything differently. Okay, so if you were smart, you would do the right thing, and so you can get in the good graces of the community. Because the community would say, well, at least they paid his money back. Okay, then maybe they'll still be cool with you. But not if you don't do nothing for me. You don't pay no money back to me, ain't nobody being cool with you. It don't make sense to be. You started all these problems, and then you lost, and now you're sitting around looking stupid. Yeah, sitting around looking stupid now. With that dumb, retarded look on your face. Looking dumb. Ain't nobody having no mercy. I don't care. It's not a matter of that. If so much doesn't happen, why would you think about it? That's how you know it's not a matter of forgiveness. When you go to a certain level, we're not talking about emotional unforgiveness, where there's grudges about these little issues. We're talking about conflicts in the community. That's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about, these person they fell out because they disagreed with each other or something like that. And then there's some little unforgiveness. We ain't talking about that kind of thing. Come on now, come on. It's different types of unforgiveness. Or there's different type of situations where the element of unforgiveness play a different position or no position. Once you play did all these things for years, we're not talking about that. We're talking about warfare. And God is honoring it, and that's why God is with me. You ain't gonna sit up and play with God's kingdom then talk about some forgiveness. God ain't gonna let you do it. You can go out here and Jedi mind trick these Christians in America. God ain't letting you get away with it, buddy. God is not letting you get away with that. Okay, so I'm with God. Okay, why you go over there and talk to these Christians? Y'all not getting away with that. God is over here taking care. God is doing all this stuff to these people. And if listen, man, what you think? Where do you think God is at in this situation? He's taking care of these people. That's what's happening. That's all that's happening. You don't play like you bad with us, buddy. You go out there to the streets with that. And if you wasn't a coward, that's exactly what you would do. You would go out there to the streets. You come in here playing with me. Listen, buddy, listen. We going to war. That's what we doing. You thought I was soft. You thought I was somebody you could play with. Now how you feel about that now? Well, I'm telling you, forgiveness ain't even on the table no more. It's not even. Come on, man. That's exactly where it's supposed to be anyway. They play games for years and years. Ain't nobody talking about no forgiveness. We know that. Come on. We digging in and getting it done. That's what we doing. And then when you see the results and you see it's real, now you want to talk about forgiveness. Come on, man. That's too predictable, man. That's too immaturely predictable. That's an immature predictability in your situation. It's an immature predictability that it's easy to predict of an immature person. For when you start losing and the community is falling apart, that you're gonna talk about some forgiveness. Anybody could do that. A chump gonna do that. It's too late. You had your fun and it's too late. You had all your fun. Okay, we don't care about you enough. We don't know you enough to care about you enough. That's what I'm saying. No, I don't know you enough to care about you enough. I have no sentimental value with you. I don't have no fondness of you. For no reason. You're strangers. Okay? And that's how you gonna remain. As strangers. And that's just how it is. It ain't hard to understand. It ain't that I'm a bad person. You played games for years and years and nobody don't want to be reasonable with how a person should feel about that. Nobody don't want to be reasonable about the effects of that and what should happen about that. Years. Okay? It's not gonna change. It's too late. It's in God's hand, buddy. And you can already see what God is doing. Everybody can see that. All these wars around the world, it's all over. And that's what should get us all angry, man. The world ended because of these chumps. These mind-reading chumps. They think they so hot. You ain't nothing. That's all you can do. All you can do is read people's mind. Tired of you. That's all you do. You ain't nothing but a bum. You can read people's mind. A bum that read people's mind. That's all they are. That's all you are. I don't know what else you thought you was. Now you see you play with us and we changed the whole community. That's the difference. And it ain't coming back. You see how it is? It's not coming back, little buddy. Yeah, it's sinking in, ain't it? You're starting to realize it. It's not coming back. To whatever you thought, whatever it was before this, it's not going back to that. Too much is being done. Donald Trump done too much. All down there in the Caribbean taking 3 oil tanks and you know what I'm saying? Acting like talking about man, they taking that oil for themselves, man. They don't care no more, man. They see it all ending too. We hate you. We hate these little dumb gang stalkers. You ended the whole world. That's why we should all get together and kill all you people. That's what we should do. We should get together and do something to them. I'm serious. Out here playing around with it like it's a game. Out here playing with people like it's a game, bruh. Stupid. Sitting around here playing around people like it's a game. Finally caught up to you, little funky tail. Finally got you. Little rat. Finally got them little rats. Jumping around, hopping around all the time. Finally got you. Little bastard. And see, for people that don't think I got the Christian behavior, I don't care about that either. Because that's how they manipulated you. That's how they got you. Trying to hold you to some certain behavior in a time of war. We in a time of war. Come on, man. See, that's how they be brainwashing these religious people. It's common sense that you're supposed to fight back. It's common sense that at some point it ain't no matter of forgiveness and all of that. You go to any other community and everybody would think it's a time of war, but then when they talk about Christians, we talking about forgiveness. You wouldn't be talking about forgiveness if it was gangsters. You gonna go get the bag. That's what you gonna do. You gonna go get a bag. You ain't gonna come to no gangsters talking about no forgiveness. You know better than that. You ain't coming to no gangsters talking about no forgiveness. You'll be scared to even approach them at this point. And that's facts. You ain't coming to no gangster without no bag. You coming to the gangster with the bag, and that's facts. But then you want to play around the man of God like I'm some soft punk to play with. That's all it is. You come to the gangster, you did some gangsters like that where you ran them all across the community, and then you found out he was cool. You found out he was cool, what you gonna do? You gonna get a bag for that gangster. That's what you gonna do. Man, we know that, man. I know that. I know you a chump, and I know that's what you gonna do. If you play with any of these gangsters, you going to get the bag. You play with somebody like Birdman, you going to get the bag, I guarantee you. Oh yeah, them chumps they gonna figure out some money. I guarantee you they gonna figure it out. They gonna take out a loan for it. These chumps will take out a loan and pay Birdman back, buddy. But then you act like you don't know what's going on when I'm talking to you about the same thing. That's why I don't pay you no attention. That's a 7 hour. But listen, you ain't fooling me. I'm gonna use my power to take care of this. And I ain't bluffing. I am not bluffing. I'm not bluffing at all. Because after all, I don't care about this world anymore anyway. This country is against me. Why would I care about it going on? Why would I care about the future? Think about it. I'm going to be the main one wanted all to end. You done played games with my integrity and played games with my life. That's the worst person to push around. He's close to God. How stupid can you be? He's close to God. You done played with his life. You done told all these people stuff. And it's not a world fit for him to be in. Then why would he care about keeping it open? Why would he care about keeping this country going? This person, being me, that person being me, why would I care about that? Idiot, man, stupid. And he got the access to the prophetic access where he can change this whole community, and you gonna keep playing with him. And he already don't care because of all the stuff you done told the community. And you gonna keep playing with him. Come on, man. You stupid, man. It ain't even being tough. It's no, I don't know. We don't respect it like that. You just a bum. You done gave up. You just playing games at this point. That's all it is. We don't care nothing about this. You shouldn't have played with God's kingdom, little buddy. You shouldn't have played with us. You should go die. But see, you trying to make a legacy off the situation. Now you trying to clean it up and make it look like something. Nope, God gonna tear that down like a house of cards. As soon as you try to make it look like an ending, like for you to look good, he gonna tear that down. He gonna humiliate you. You gonna die humiliated. I'm telling you. You're not gonna die with no nice little ending like you was some tough guy or you was some tough community and you faded away. You gonna die in humiliation. I'm telling you as a prophet. Nobody ain't paying attention to what I'm telling you. I don't just talk to be talking. I don't talk to be talking. They gonna die in humiliation. Watch. Because that's what they looking for. They looking to be some famous community that got this legacy and they did this, and all that's gonna get towed down. Because that's what you're seeking for. So God knows that. So guess what he gonna do? He gonna tear it all down like a house of cards and humiliate you. And then you gonna die. You're gonna die in humiliation. That's how it goes. Because you so focused on fame and all this little corny stuff that we was like when we was teenagers. God gonna tear all that fame, all that reputation stuff down. You're gonna be humiliated. Because that's what you after. God is all smart. He's all intelligent. He know that's what you after. He gonna tear all of that down. Think about it. Wouldn't you? Oh, they after fame, they corny, doing all this stuff for fame to be known. Okay, corny old dudes doing all this stuff to be cool. What you gonna do? You gonna humiliate them. It makes sense in this situation. They after fame, they after being cool, they doing all this trying to be cool and all that. What you gonna do to them? To really crush them. Leave them with a legacy, making them feel like Jesse James or some tough guy? No, you gonna humiliate that part too. You're gonna be left humiliated, not looking like no cool member. When God gets done with you, you're not gonna look cool by anybody's stretch of anybody's imagination. Not to nobody. Put it like that. When God gets done with these secret societies, you're not gonna look cool to nobody. You ain't gonna look cool to nobody, little buddy. Because that's what you after. And God gonna destroy everything that you after. I don't care. Listen, buddy. Listen. I told you my attitude is not gonna change until I get my money. See, this is the top dog talking about all of this. You got other Christians to talk about it. Now here's the boss talking about it. We gonna humiliate you. Okay? You're gonna get humiliated. Because we know you after fame, you after being cool out here. You trying to impress these light-skinned girls. Like I like to put it. You trying to impress these light-skinned girls. Listen, buddy, we gonna humiliate you in front of them light-skinned girls. All them light-skinned girls is gonna be wondering who we are. That's what got you. That's what got a battery in your back. Anytime you see people like that, I guarantee you some light-skinned girls somewhere. No disrespect to them. It ain't their fault that you a sucker. All these light-skinned girls, listen, you doing it for the light-skinned girls, ain't you? Sucker. I guarantee you, everywhere somebody doing stuff like this, man, they doing it for a white girl. They doing it for these light-skinned girls. In other words, anytime you see that kind of energy out there, I guarantee you some girls they trying to impress somewhere. They somewhere in the cut somewhere. They going to see them, some girls they trying to impress. But now they even gonna realize how toe up the world is because they got a phone. They gonna see all that stuff going on their phone. You ain't gonna be able to hide it. Because when she laying in there looking at her phone and seeing all this stuff going on, she gonna, listen, they gonna conclude that the world is coming to an end. So then what you gonna do then? Because as soon as you try to go to war with me, buddy, listen, we gonna shut this down. We already ready for you. Remember, I'm in a position of war longer than you, and I'm thinking about it more than you. So I had a lot of time to think, right? So as soon as you try to come my way, we shutting this down, bro. It's not worth keeping open. This country ain't worth keeping open. It's not. You think it's a game? Listen, you think I'm crashing out? Whatever you think I'm doing, bro. Listen, I ain't crashing out at all. You can think whatever you thinking, man. But look, I'm gonna tell you something. You done went too far for us to talk about anything else, and ain't nothing else to talk about in this situation. But you crashing out. That's the only thing talking about. You trying to, and all you've been doing, and what you deserve to suffer for what you've been doing. Trying to impress these light-skinned girls. You think we care about you so much? We don't. Now it's back to Monday. I love Monday because my mail is always moving. I love Sunday because it's a church. It's a day where God's people come together. But I love Monday in this situation of spiritual warfare because that mail gonna keep moving. Oh yes, sir. That mail moving. I got mail going to Africa. That's how we gonna handle these black folks running around here. You know what I'm saying? Because you another one. You think you're the only type of black people in the whole wide world. And then you got a whole continent of Africans over there. Over here in America, they think they're the only type of African. That's their problem. That's their hang up. They think they represent all Africans. You don't represent all Africans. You one type of African. You African American. That's only you. You don't represent every single tribe of African. And they would not voucher for you if they know what you was doing. But you sit up here and think you embody all Africans. You must be smoking crack. You ain't dealing with one of those ignorant people that don't know the different tribes of African. You got all different types of tribes of African. And you're only one as African American. So if we have problems with you ain't the only tribe of African. I'm talking to people over there in Africa. I'm sending mail to Africa right now. My mail in Africa now. I got mail going over there to Africa right now. Right now. I got mail going to Africa right now. That's gonna blow out all these African with their witchcraft and all the stuff they doing. Wait till that settle in. Wait till that mail over there settle in. Cause that's thousands. I done sent thousands over there to Africa. Wait till it settle in, little buddy. You ain't gonna like that. Cause you gonna feel the spice from your own type of people. You gonna feel that African spice, buddy. Yeah, you gonna feel that African spice. You ready for that African spice? Walking around here like you the only black people in the whole world. Walking around here like you the only Africans in the world. Finna get bodied by your own people. Thought they was the only gas themselves. They another one. Gas themselves like they the only Africans in the world. You ain't the only Africans in the world, man. You one tribe of African. You don't speak for all African people. You thought you did. Tell them what you're doing over here. They gonna be on my side. They ain't gonna be on your side. They act like they embody all Africans. Tripping. You can go talk to them white folks about that. Listen, go to Africa. They ain't gonna think nothing about you being African. They gonna think about what you doing, right or wrong, morality, your morality or lack of morality, and the stuff you doing. They ain't thinking nothing about you being African. That's obvious. They ain't gonna think nothing about that. They gonna think about who's right and who's wrong, and they gonna be on my side. I guarantee you. Simple as that. You can go play these white folks over here with that foolishness. Now we get to Africa, they ain't trying to hear none of that stuff. About you being black, it ain't gonna make no sense. You ain't gonna be able to manipulate that 7 hour. Yeah, we take it to Africa and let them see the situation. You ain't gonna be able to manipulate with being black. Y'all heard what I said? With all these African witchcraft people, all these African Americans using hoodoo like we don't know. You're using hoodoo and voodoo and obia. Them the 3 ones you're using. Now we go to Africa and tell them you using obeah and hoodoo. It's mostly hoodoo for African Americans. You using hoodoo, right? We go tell them you using hoodoo against this dude all around the country, and he African, and he a man of God, and he been lined up, and all the stuff you talking about you couldn't prove. They Africans gonna be on my side. They gonna want you dead. They gonna want you dead, buddy. All you can do is manipulate them white people. You can't manipulate no Africans. We take it to Africa, you lose all authenticity. You don't got no authenticity. You can act like that with these white folks over here. But then when we go to Africa, man, none of y'all ain't got no reputation. That's gonna get shot down. If you involved in this stuff, they gonna look at y'all like clowns. That you sit up and let your country go through all of this, playing with a prophet of God. That's it. I know I'm right, buddy. You ain't gotta tell me I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. Yeah. I'm telling you. We go to Africans and it's all over. Cause they gonna look, you African gonna look you right in the face too, like you crazy. You know how they gonna look at you. An African gonna look you right in the face like you crazy. No, you shouldn't have done this. That's what they gonna tell you. No. Especially African women, we not trying to hear that. No. African women gonna say, we not trying to hear that. No. Now you see what I'm saying. You've been only manipulating with these white folks and these Hispanic and Latinos. You can't manipulate no Africans. Man, no. And that goes for anybody with you. Jamaicans too. They can't manipulate no Africans. They can't manipulate the Africans. No. They ain't trying to hear none of that. Y'all used to people babying y'all over here because you black. When you go to Africa, they ain't gonna care nothing about it. They gonna just look at the fact that who's right and who's wrong. White people gonna split hairs. Well, they're black and they talking about this stuff. Who cares if they're black? In Africa, ironically, they wouldn't care. They would not care. You either did this dude do anything to you? Okay, so he ain't do nothing to you or your kids. And the stuff you talking about he did, you don't even know, do you? Oh, no. That's what Africans gonna say. Oh, no, bro. See, you realize, when we take it to really realizing Africans, listen, you ain't got no credibility, little buddy. You know that, don't you? You go to Africans, they ain't gonna have no compassion, especially if they know you caused all this damage. No, we do not sympathize. That's what they gonna tell you. Cause at some point, you're just trying to be bad. That's all. It's a lost cause. At some point, it's a lost cause, bro. You gotta know when it doesn't make sense anymore. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be man enough to take your losses. Like the white boy gonna run around all day like a crazy maniac, you know better as an African. Okay, you start running around like a maniac, we treat you like a maniac. With no consideration. Treat you just like an animal. Give you the fate of an animal. That's that. It ain't nothing hard to find out. You thought you could play with a prophet for free and you can't. Ain't nothing for free, buddy. There's not a thing down here for free. And playing with me for free, you played yourself. That's all you did. You thought nobody would care. You thought you could manipulate and nobody wouldn't do nothing about it. You thought nobody wouldn't say nothing about it. You thought I wouldn't be able to do nothing about it. But to your chagrin, you realize I'm a prophet of God, and now you're in trouble. To your chagrin, you realize you're not getting out of this. To your chagrin, you realize, God is on his side. To your chagrin. Clowns, bro. That's why I said I never thought I would see black people be clowns like this. I never thought the day would come, man. You know, cause you grow up thinking black people so cool, right? Even outside, even though you're black as yourself, you think outside yourself towards black people, right? You think they so cool. Like, I would have never thought I would have seen black people act like clowns, man. You know, I'm serious. But here we are, the day when black people became clowns, bro. Ain't no other way to look at it. Straight up clowns. Jumping around, hopping around, playing all these games like nobody don't know. And now I'm the only one that looks serious and getting taken seriously. Ironically, you thought I was the clown. Yeah, that part. Now you ain't even getting taken seriously. We go to Africa, man, they ain't taking you seriously, man. As soon as you tell them, well, we heard, they ain't gonna acknowledge that. These white people acknowledge that kind of logic. An African gonna say, you heard? Well, you couldn't prove what you heard, right? Then you lose. Common sense. You bamboozle these white folks, you can't bamboozle no African. Can't bamboozle me, buddy. And then I wouldn't care if it was true or not. It still ain't worth tearing up the whole country for. That's gonna be the next logic. Clown? I don't care if it was true, so what? We ain't gonna tear up the whole country because the person was a child molester. I ain't tearing up the whole darn country about it. That's the logic of a black man. No, that's that white boy stuff. I'm not tearing up the whole country because somebody's a child molester. You tripping. And then you marrying children on top of that, so it ain't like you getting rid of it all with this one guy. You doing it, you gonna go right back to doing it yourself? No. Sorry, buddy. You're gonna go back to doing it yourself, right? Now imagine me honoring the fact that you're talking about children and all of that. See, we started to read between the lines and realize, you know what? You just want to get this guy because like you're doing it yourself, right? It's no secret, you know. You're marrying the children, right? Okay, so you're not doing anything about that, not really, right? Right. So how we're gonna look at it as Africans is that you just want to get this guy. You don't really want to get children. You don't really want to protect the children because if you did, you would be tackling this child marriage in your country. You'd be doing something about that, wouldn't you? You're not doing anything about it, right? Okay, so then what you think I'm supposed to think? Clowns. You became clowns over here dealing with these dumb, goofy white people. You became clowns. A disgrace to your own race. You became a disgrace to your own people. They're ashamed of you. Because you caused all of this. It's no secret. You can't blame the white man this time, buddy. You can't be like that. The Chinese man blaming the dog. Mom! 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 Hey, black people, Mom! I'm just saying, bro. If you liked me, you should have paid. Should have paid your way. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make a show and I'm going to get the last laugh. I'm not playing any games. I'm going to humiliate these people. They put these people, all these people in front of me and play the game. I'm humiliating these people. Put yourself in my shoes. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to humiliate these bastards. Think you so hot stuff. Now you done messed up the whole country. Mom! Now you running around like the dog growling. No, you done messed up the country. Mom! Now you like that little dog. Man, because you done messed up the country, though. Meow. 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 Messed up the whole country out here. Meow. Meow. I'm saying, bro. Right. That's all I'm saying. Like, you try to make a show out of things, we're gonna make a show out of you. See, what the thing about it, with God, this is how it is with God, man. The worst thing you could have did, was to try to make a show playing with God's people. You know what God finna do to you? God is the expert, all expert at playing any type of game. You don't know that, do you, about God? Oh, play a game with God and see what happens to you. Mind you, man, God made man. So everything man is, it's just it's a pale reflection of what God is. You think you're gonna play a game with God? Watch what he do to you. You're gonna see point A, this, what he did, that. Oh, you wanna die, don't you? Wanna crash out, don't you? Play a game with God, you wanna crash out, don't you? Play the game with God, now you wanna crash out, don't you? Oh yeah, you wanna crash out. I told you that was gonna happen. I told you that a couple years ago. You're gonna wanna kill yourself. I told you. Thought I was playing, didn't you? Oh, you thought I was just saying it to be cool, like, or something, didn't you? You thought I was just trying to be cool. Well, what you thought then? I told you was gonna wanna kill yourself. Here we are. We're here. You're at your final destination. Gotta get off the bus. Now you get comfortable on the bus. Well, it's time to get off the bus. Mom. Hey, look, man. I stay guarded properly. I don't think about people's kids and all these celebrities too. I ain't never thought about their kids sexually. These clowns going around telling people I'm thinking about their kids and all of that. All these celebrities. Yeah, let's add that to the situation. Cause you thought you had that on me, didn't you? Man, you a clown, man. Come on. You a clown. We got real life on you as a whole community. You dumb, and how you liable as these secret societies. You sit up here and didn't even know your country was marrying children. It don't matter what you do from this point. You didn't know about it, did you? But yeah, you talking about you enlightened and all of this stuff. But when you wasn't enlightened to find out about that child marriage, was you? You wasn't enlightened to find out about that, was you? Mom? She done broke the table, Mom. Now you like the dog running around back. Child marriage, Mom. Child marriage, Mom. You barking around. Child marriage. You don't know what to do you? About that child marriage, do you? Mom. And just like that, man, another fast complete. Now that's 31 days I done fasted since I've been back in Brooklyn. 31 days. That's a whole month of fasting since I've been here. It was 30 days then, now it's 31 days. 31 days of fasting complete. Yes, sir. Got my food ready and everything. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And I'ma stay focused. See, you thought you was gonna put on in front of these celebrities and try to impress them. Now you look like a clown. You know what I'm saying? We know that's what it was, trying to impress these celebrities and everything. Now you look like a complete moron. You deserve to die. And I ain't think about it. Now with that being said, you see how it's a Jedi mind trick talking about forgiveness? Yeah. Ain't nobody talking about no forgiveness, sucker. It's time to die. Mom! That's us calling death. Mom! We call it death. Mom! She done messed up the whole America, Mom! Mom come and get you and cut you in half. Mom! Mom! You thought you was gonna get some mercy from Mom, didn't you? Well, not this time. You got sliced in half, buddy. Mom! Listen, man, I'm just saying. Listen, bro. You can't play with God.